As we continued learning how we can use Moodle in our classrooms, the activity we would like to look at now is chat, the chat function. So let me go and show you one of my courses, the chemistry course. So here in the chemistry course, once you're logged in, so I'm already logged in, once you are logged in, to add any resource or activity, you have to make sure that editing is turned on. Okay. So with editing turned on, with a chat box, with a chat option, it is essentially like the chat box that is in the online meeting rooms that we use. But this is just an independent chat box that you can set up on your Moodle page that doesn't have a meeting room with it. So you might want a continuous chat going on, and that might go in week 0 or over in a special area. Or it may just be a chat that you want to set up for a certain week. So we'll navigate to the area we want to add a chat. So let's say I want to have a continuous, a box for a continuous chat. So a chat is not a resource, it is an activity. Okay. So here under activities, chat, it's not under assignment, so it's not a graded, or it's not something intended to be graded by Moodle. But when you click on chat, we get this new window. And essentially it's a really short form that we fill in. You just want to fill in the name of the chat room that you're going to have. So this is questions for Miss B. I don't make my students say my last name. So questions for Miss B is the name of the chat room. So in this chat room, you can post questions that you would like me or your classmates to answer. Okay. So the name of this chat room essentially just what you want to show up there on your Moodle page. As far as the introduction chat, letting them know what this chat room is for. The chat time would be, it can be a recurring chat room. If I want this to be just a chat room that stays up all the time, essentially just put it to today's date, whatever date you want it to start on, date and time. So you can specify pretty precisely exactly what group will be in this room at a certain time. If you want to publish certain chat times, like every day, have that chat available for students in that period, or every once a week have a certain place where students can be speaking amongst themselves, like on a Friday if it's independent work, but you want them to be able to ask questions. You could set it up once a week. If you want it to be a continuous, the chat room is available all the time, just don't publish any chat times. And it will stay available. Okay. Save past sessions. This comes in handy if you want to keep track of messages that students have put up. Essentially, if you do not save past sessions, whenever you log in, the room will always be empty. The past messages will be deleted. So if you want to save past sessions, whether it's for you to see or for your students to see, you have to choose a certain number of days. So you can have them never deleted, or you could, if you want to, just keep them for like up to 2 weeks. Choose whatever you want. Everyone can view past sessions. So if you only want students to see the messages that are being posted up at that time and not the messages from the last 2 weeks, you would say no. Okay. If you do want students to see past messages, if this is like a daily chat and you don't want them to have to be in the room to see a question that was, or in the chat room to see a question that was posted 5 minutes ago, you would say yes. Okay, so I'm going to leave this to yes, since this is intended to help everyone. As far as group mode, we'll be going over that here in August. So group mode, right now we leave it at no groups, but this can be set up so you have, it could be a small group discussion, and that will be discussed more later. just about any activity or assignment can be assigned to a small group or even an individual if they're the only ones in that group. So I'm going to hit save and return. So we'll see this chat room show up on our page. Okay, so here's the questions for Miss B. It's just showing up there with two little chat bubbles with the title that you set. Let me turn editing off so we see what it actually looks like on the page. So like for anything else, this could be moved around if you've put it in the wrong spot. If you would like to center it, we can use the arrows, so you can place it wherever you want to on your page. Okay. So to move it to the right, if you want to indent like I have these, they can be indented over. You can hide it until you're ready for students to see it, or you can hide it if you don't want students to be in it at that time. Okay, but let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like from a student's perspective. So from a student perspective, you click on the room, it gives that message, the instructions that you put up, and they click on the link to open up the chat room. So once you're in the chat room, it shows, it keeps a scroll of what's happening. So it tells who has entered the chat room, and it gives a timestamp. And it shows a listing of the people that are in the chat room. So if you type in a message, it goes up onto the board. You're not seeing the top. If you type in a message, it goes up onto the board, and this is just a listing of people in the room. It's not really interesting with only one person, but you see this scroll down here by the done. It refreshes every few seconds. So it's not exactly real time, but it's very, very close to real time. But it's pretty straightforward, just like the chat boxes we've used in online meeting rooms. But you can put them on your page and set times and archive the messages.